you don't have to fight every fight. And I think this is some of the things that I do like about like Aubrey.
Right.
Because I feel like I've never heard Drake once speak about that whole hot sauce in the condom thing.
Yeah.
Let it rock.
Yeah.
You don't have to fight every fight.
Yeah, you're right.
You don't have to fight every fight. I think Remy Ma and stuff one day, I'm just calling out people and everything. There's no shade to Remy. I love Remy, but I look at it stuff as where she's like, yo, I got time today. Yo, don't make time for lesser people. Make time for your loved ones that you do care about.
Good point.
That you want to spend the time and stuff with, whatever. If these people don't care about you and everything, I got Associate the Sun somewhere in the phone. I'll drop that, whatever, for today. But it's just like that.
And what people need to realize, that once somebody's steadfast in their convictions, you're not going to convince them otherwise.
The podcast, you can't win. Talking a good game, you can't win. Topics never lame, you can't win. Win.
Not your average Joseph. Marvelous. It's ridiculously funny.
I am Marvelous.
And I'm not your average Joseph.
We are the Podical Sons. Let's start the show. Like, comment, subscribe to all of the above.
Yeah.
At podicalsons.com. All streaming platforms possible. Podical Sons Podcast. And you can find us on the socials at Podical Sons. Let's start the show. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, my brother. I'm feeling good. Yourself?
I'm okay.
Okay.
I'm good.
I like the new gear you got on. It's
Yeah.
What do you calling that one?
It's the crest around. Nothing gonna ever keep you down. Shout out to Joe. Was it Joe Espacio? Before I get a lawsuit. Oh man, you're the best, Joe.
I like it. We call it describe television for those who are on radio and cannot see. He's wearing a white long sleeve tee with the Podical Sons logo in crest form in red.
There's a Canadian maple leaf at the bottom.
Oh shoot. Canadian maple leaf at the bottom. There you go.
It should have came with some maple syrup and then it would have been official. That's what the problem is.
With an A tag somewhere.
Maple syrup A? I'm talking about. Shout out to Poutineery. Our thoughts and prayers to Russia, man. For their...
He got another... How much more years he got? There was another 4? How often do they do elections? Is it a 6-year term? I think it might be a 6-year term.
Does it matter?
Yeah, he's never coming out.
Of course it doesn't matter. Does it really? No, does it really matter? Because I look at the stuff as where they can give Biden the heave ho.
Right.
They can give Trump the heave ho.
Right.
They can't give
no.
Putin the heave ho. Doesn't matter.
Now, Russian presidency is like the MGM. He's got like permanent residency.
He does.
He's got like permanent residency.
It is permanent residency. Yo, shout out to MGM and shout out to Bruno,
Mr. Mars,
for shutting his damn pie hole and let the rumors rock. Go MGM, go.
I mean, listen, I would have thought that, something as big like this, maybe the publicists might have come out and squashed, but his team kept quiet. He kept quiet.
You have to. If MGM is one line in his pockets, you gotta let the money speak for itself. So it did. We live in a lot of deep fake worlds. And that was what my main fear was, is that somebody would just throw imagery, like the Taylor Swift porn thing, right?
Right.
Real Taylor Swift fans know she's not busting it down in front of those peoples and stuff like that.
Right.
But the fake imagery that Bruno's out here looking depressed as fuck at a damn craps table or some shit, or a roulette table. And they said he had a drug problem and stuff. He's a crackhead. They said Bruno's a crackhead.
They said crackhead?
I was like, coke? I'm like, isn't rich man drug?
I was about to say,
they said,
not
no,
even coke?
he was on crack. I was like, that's fucked up, whatever. So Bruno's probably somewhere like, this bitch got me, but I mean, I think it was just very foul. It doesn't take too much for people to create security photos. Bruno, this is what I would type in a prompt, whatever, if I want to scandalize Bruno Mars.
Right.
security surveillance photo of Bruno Mars losing at a crap table. And you know, all that with the date and the time and everything. And then you can say you date it back to January 1st, 2:53 a.m.
Right.
Close your eyes and picture the AI imagery right there in itself. Then you attach that image
Mm-hmm.
to this headline that Bruno Mars is in debt $50 million to MGM.
Yeah.
And people will fucking believe
And
it.
the funny thing about what you just mentioned is that one image that's gonna show up almost in every different feed with different explanations about it because the photo makes it seem real.
So remember, if we're talking like security image distance and stuff, the hands ain't got to be perfected like that.
Nah.
So this shit look legit.
Right. Yeah.
It's fucked up, y'all. It's fucked up. It's real messed up. Rumors is rumors and stuff, whatever. But I think fact checking plays a hell of a part. And I just like that the company spoke for Bruno, because that's the only way you can beat the internet is shut the fuck up and be great.
I wonder in situations like that, right? Like, and I don't know if you're a big artist in stature, or if you're just an artist that's starting out, but you're artist part of a company, and does the company say to the publicist, "Hey, listen, you gotta get ahead of this," or or do they leave it up to the discretion of the artist to say, "Hey, do you want to speak about this? Do you want to let it rock, or do you want to let it slide?" Because a lot of times we see the publicist come out and make the statement. The P. Diddy situation, the lawyer came out and made the statement.
Because that's a conglomerate. Like I want to say, like Sean John Combs is a conglomerate.
Right.
Like I want to say, like the name itself has weight, has a company and stuff, whatever behind it. So I look at it stuff as where, yes, but the world we live in now, I think most of everything everywhere is preaching for everybody to be independent.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you're saying like, oh, it's better to be independent, own your own masters, own your own this, own your own that and stuff, whatever, you have to look about yourself to find this PR,
right,
whatever, or damage control team and stuff to deal with whatever problems you have.
Right.
Because if you don't, that's a you thing, and that can hit heavy.
Yeah.
I think the times of like, or the superstars and stuff of today, or the influencers and stuff, or the people with power of today, they might not have if they're not attached to a company.
Right.
So they have to do their own damage control. And that's why some of their apologies look fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Right. And I think when they do have their shit together, you can see how it's worded eloquently. And you look and stuff is like, did he what? Did he not?
Did he do it?
Yeah. I'm sorry, Diddy. Like you've become an adjective for the world and everything. Man. I think even like with the, I'm out here just kicking with my boys. No Diddy. Like, oh.
Yeah, that's wild.
You can't.
That's wild.
You've not become an adjective, my guy.
This generation holds no punches, bro.
You think it's this generation? Because I think it's just this time.
This time?
Because I feel like there might be some old guy and stuff who like, I told you a long time ago P. Diddy was a body man. I can hear it. I get that part. I just feel like before it would be a closeted conversation.
Yeah.
In the world we live and stuff, whatever. Yeah. Somebody could be like, yo, this is why I don't rock with him and stuff. He's a body man or something. Right. So I feel like now everybody has a platform or a voice and stuff, whatever. Or everybody's an influencer or influencer. So out here, so everybody can say what they want to say. I just feel like, especially in the podcast arena, like I welcome every podcaster to come to this arena and stuff as well. Because if you have your thoughts and stuff to share, you have to understand that you might have your own tribe, and your tribe might rock with other shit. Because I look at it stuff as where if all you do is listen to podcasts, you can listen to your top hitters probably like in the morning.
Right.
Get to some other shit you want to fuck with, and your new shit you'll try and dabble with in the evening.
Yeah.
Because I know people and stuff that don't
can
even
see
listen to music like that.
Right.
They like podcast or talk radio. To
Right.
me, I love music that much.
Yeah.
That I was like, I can't picture my world without music. But I don't listen to podcasts like that.
It's true.
I might stumble upon a clip or two somewhere and stuff like that. But this is the only podcast I fuck with.
Yeah.
Like, no shade to anybody else that even like the big wigs and stuff, whatever.
You know, as you mentioned that, I can definitely see like these music corporations starting to allow podcasts to like stream music, because you're right. If you have people who are just listening to podcasts and not really listening to radio like that to hear what's new coming out, sliding in your couple of tracks to a podcast might be the way.
Beautiful. Because it goes back to what I was saying like last week.
Right.
Because like to last week and stuff, but I was saying along those lines is that like, how do you get to hear new great shit?
Right.
When like, you know, we're so used to, like, for me that grew up in the Fresh Prince time and stuff, whatever. Like, I was even playing it like earlier this week, because I thought about it when we were talking about last week and stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
I was playing Tom Jones. It's not unusual.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Without the influence of Fresh Prince, I never would know of Tom Jones.
There you go.
My mom does not own a Tom Jones record,
right,
cassette.
Right.
Nobody I know. I want to say Jamaican people, old school Jamaican people that I rock with or I know that are family.
Yeah.
They might play country to an extent.
Right.
Tom Jones is not coming up.
No.
Shout out to Fresh Prince. So now I'm looking like either the company allowed the rights for Fresh Prince to play their shit.
Right.
For their shit to be known for people like me.
Exactly.
Send us your shit. Not for free, of course.
Yeah, I mean, we'll negotiate.
We'll negotiate. We're reasonable people.
We'll negotiate a price.
You know, and yeah, like in between, like let's say segments and stuff, whatever, we can rock some other shit or instrumentals in the background.
In the background, perfect.
Send us the instrumentals that we can use again for the commercials and shit like that.
Perfect.
And then we can talk.
We got you.
Money talks and bullshit runs track meets, right? So yeah, I look at this is where the world is moving. TV has now become obsolete. People don't want to believe me and stuff for that, but it's a thing of the past. It's a thing, especially like the primetime thing.
Yeah,
that's why I just wanted you guys to give fucking Shamar Moore his roses,
while
his flowers,
while
we can still acknowledge TV and stuff is here before you be like Shamar who, Shamar what? So
Mr. Moore.
I like to acknowledge great people and stuff, whatever.
Right.
Like when we still have the chance.
Well,
then like he kicked the bucket, but like, ooh, he was cute in his heyday and stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
He was Shamar Moore.
You know, he used to be a TV actor, right? Before you had to drop one of those.
What is a TV? That's the conversation you're gonna get. Your daughter, many moons ago, I had a different iPhone and stuff, whatever.
Right.
My case for my iPhone was a cassette. She said, "What is that?" Your daughter said to me, "What is that?" It's a cassette. My generation, older generation knows. The younger generation don't know. So that's what I'm saying. I expect my generation or older generation to know who Shamar Moore is. The younger generation would not know. Think they would even know or care.
No.
I think back to the whole thought with Bruno is we have to just find a way to just not fight every battle.
Right.
I think when it comes down to it, they just want to throw things at you and all the above. Because could you imagine if you were Bruno Mars, you minding your own fucking business, and then somebody said you got a gambling debt, you ain't got no money. You ran off to your laptop or some shit. Or
check your bank account.
Yeah, and you look and you see like M's. That was 21 Savage. 1, 2 M's in my bank account.
Right.
In my bank account. And you see all these M's in your bank account, and you're looking like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? They had me believing I was broke.
Then you see the AI picture of yourself.
And you're like, I haven't been to a casino in like so fucking long since the video of 24
What
Karat.
is this? What is this?
It's crazy. It's ridiculous. So I just look at it stuff as like, yeah, you don't have to fight every fight. And I think this is some of the things that I do like about like Aubrey.
Right.
Because I feel like I've never heard Drake once speak about that whole hot sauce in the condom thing.
Yeah.
Let it rock.
Yeah.
You don't have to fight every fight.
Yeah. You're right.
You don't have to fight every fight. I think Remy Ma and stuff one day, I'm just calling out people and everything. There's no shade to Remy. I love Remy, but I look at her stuff as where she's like, yo, I got time today. Yo, don't make time for lesser people. Make time for your loved ones that you do care about.
Good point.
That you want to spend the time and stuff with, whatever. If these people don't care about you and everything, I got Associate the Sun somewhere in the phone. I'll drop that, whatever, for today. But it's just like that.
And what people need to realize, that once somebody's steadfast in their convictions, you're not going to convince them otherwise. So for you to make time to try and change people's minds, you might be wasting it.
I love the Trey Songz song, That Gotta Go. I feel like it's the perfect song to tell your woman goodbye to. To me,
right.
I just feel like it's stuff whatever. Like, what is it? Jaheim almost had it.
Yeah.
But tell her this Trey Songz thing, because just in case I don't make it home tonight, I don't want to leave, but I gotta go right now. And the song came on.
Right.
When I'm with a lovely woman.
Okay.
In my car.
Right.
I was like, Trey Songz.
Well, it's about that time.
So I said, I'm a person that can separate the monster from the music. The monster from the masterpiece.
Right.
Yeah. Depends on their art or whatever they stand by. Right? She said, yeah, but he did this. So I said, there's nothing I can do to change your mind about me letting the song rock in the car. Well, it's your car. You do what you want.
Right.
You already know it. Woman language, that don't sit well.
Nah.
So it's kind of like,
that shit off, nigga.
It's probably like, girl, this nigga out here just playing Trey Songz in his car. Red flag.
He played what?
Nah, girl. You should leave him alone. He's problematic.
Anybody who got Trey Songz in their playlist
is a problem. Treyway is a problem. I shout out to Bruno, man. Like I said, shout out to friggin' Bruno and MGM.
Yeah, man.
Thank you for doing the damage control.
And it just goes to show you the way to Bruno, man. Because like I said, he didn't have to say a word. And when you have a conglomerate like MGM say, nah, we're going to set the record straight. You know.
Yeah. Because I can imagine some of the picket signs and picket things or issues that happen outside. Then I leave Bruno Conservation alone. Or the shit like that, whatever. We'll help pay his debt. Well, to be like, look what they did for fucking R. Kelly.
Yeah, you're right.
Shit, Bruno would have got some free bread. Call me. I'll teach you the ways, Bruno. Let's get to the polls, man.
Right.
First poll of the week is the pursuit of happiness worth it? And 82% said yes and 18% said no. Talk about it. Is the pursuit of happiness worth it?
I'm on the yes side.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good for you.
I'm on the yes side.
I'm on the no side.
You're on the no side? Why is it not worth it to you, Mr. Sofa King Marvelous?
I feel like it goes back to the curiosity thing.
Right.
I'm gonna butcher. I can't remember. It said, try not to do the pursuit of happiness, but do the pursuit of wonder.
Okay.
So you might know what might make you happy.
Right.
Right?
Right.
You might fall into a routine with the things that make you happy. So let's say your wife argues with you. You go on social media. Your wife goes out of town. You go on porn.
Right.
Pornhub or something like that to kind of get your world together. And if you want to hear somebody to hear about what's on your mind, you come to your podcast.
Right.
Right?
Right.
These are your forms of happiness. Over a period of time, these are going to get rigid to you. They might become stale.
Okay.
Or you might underappreciate these things.
Right.
I think if you move into the pursuit of wonder, whatever might come out to you might intrigue you.
Right.
What kind of might give you an incentive to push you. Not saying it'll fully get you fully motivated, because I think motivation is just an emotion
Okay.
to help get you moving.
Okay.
But I look at it stuff as where if, let's say, pertaining to your wife might piss you off, what if you look at it stuff as where you're not going to social media, where you might watch a stand-up that might make you laugh and stuff to kind of bring you back to happiness and stuff there. So now you're not even fucking with your phone as a device wise.
Right.
What if you choose to do semen retention and say leave Pornhub alone whenever your wife might not give you sex?
Right.
Right? And you're looking to like the workouts you always wanted to do. You have all this extra pent up energy. Now you can utilize it and turn it to something, because you know you're not letting off some knuckle children and now you're weak as hell and everything like that.
Right.
Knuckle children sounds wild?
No, it sounds very
I'm
wild.
sorry.
These knuckle bastards.
They don't claim them. Do they claim
No,
them?
they don't claim them.
Do you name like your jerk off
See there,
job?
Fred?
Yeah, exactly. This is bastards, whatever, right? You know they're children.
Knuckle bastards.
The knuckle children. I'm sorry. I have a problem.
That's wild.
But then again, instead of going to your podcast to release your words, why not release your words to your wife? Why not learn a new way to converse with your wife? And full circle, it would improve, and then everything a better way to kind of come back for your world to even be better than what it was. So your level of happiness might even increase.
Right.
I think a happiness might come to a limitation, stagnant point.
Yeah.
When compared to like wonder, you're on the pursuit of what can make this better. Why be good, go be great. That task might be endless.
Okay. Yeah. So I see where you're coming from now with that. I think with me, just the pursuit of happiness for me, it's not really based on anything, any particular thing that I would think that would make me happy.
Right.
Just anything that I get, anything that I may stumble across that makes me happy.
So that maybe that's wonder then.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's basically wonder.
Yeah, yeah. So it's essentially what you're saying, but I just like pursuit of happiness.
You're wording it wrong. Come to the wonder side.
I'm thinking of
you're on the no
happens.
side,
I'm on the
baby.
no side. Is that the
you're
no side?
You're on the no
right,
side.
Right, let me tiptoe across the line.
Because I look at it stuff as like, think about something. Like, I'll give you 3 seconds to think about something that might make you happy. Tell me a task or something that you might do that might make you happy.
Producing a song.
Okay.
Yeah.
Producing a song. I feel like if you're producing a song, right? Are you doing it for mass appeal? Are you looking for approval? Or is it just something for you?
Just something for me.
Now, if you're doing something for you and stuff like that, do you nitpick on like what could be better? What did you need an extra horn? Did you need an extra snare? Like I don't know. But that's what I'm saying. Like, there's some people and stuff, they won't make peace with their final. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
And so, like, within that process now, their pursuit of happiness has kind of created like a confluffle. Can I use that word?
Yeah.
As now it made some things stuff more. Now they're questioning.
They haven't reached that point. They never reached the point of the happiness. I get it.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that again, that's that pursuit, because I look at it stuff as, again, the good news is you came a long way, but the bad news is you went the wrong way.
Right.
So you thought this might have been that thing that would have actually made you happy and stuff for that, but it's kind of like it might have been an entry level. Let's say it might not be producing, it might be songwriting.
Right.
It might be something where your words might not be heard in your normal world, but you're looking like, as a songwriter, if this goes out to the proper person, your words and feelings can be expressed. Remember, we all got to know that Usher didn't write Confessions.
Right.
It was a JD thing, but people just felt like, oh my gosh, Usher cheated. But JD was like, this is probably JD's world. And he's looking like,
JD's world.
Right? And this is his way to kind of get like shit off his chest.
Right.
And his therapy, possibly.
Right.
I'm not speaking for JD.
Yeah.
But you get what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, I think coming across the pursuit of happiness, it does sound pretty and nice, but I feel like there's levels of happiness because us as human beings, we put a lot of weight onto happiness.
We do.
Trying to be happy. This will make me happy. Why aren't you're sad? No, you're not sad. The opposite of sad is happy. That happiness is heavy. There's books and stuff telling you about happiness, and there's a lot of happiness, especially in North America.
Yeah.
We love the pursuit of happiness. Then look at the people in North America. How many people are really happy?
Not a lot.
We're doing something wrong.
Right.
Try Pursuit of Wonder.
Right. Okay.
So the next poll
The poll.
of the week is, are there levels to stalking? And 70% said yes, there are. Shout out to the 70% that really stalk a motherfucker. And the 30% that said no, stalking is stalking.
Yeah.
My tribe.
That's your tribe. I'm still with the levels. There's light stalking, there's medium stalking, and then there's the heavy knocking at your window and staring in to making sure you're past okay stalking.
Kind sir, please explain light stalking now.
Light stalking is, you just notice somebody on social media and you remember about that person and you're like, let me go see what they've been up to. And then they go and start digging in. Like, briefly, you could have just seen that person on social media and just left them alone. But no, your light stalking ass just wants to see if they gotten, and if it's like somebody like maybe in your past, it might be some petty shit. You just might want to see if they're doing okay or if they're doing better since they left you. When you shouldn't care at all. They're out of your life.
I fully fucking agree.
Let them go.
If you're wondering if I'm doing well without you and stuff, whatever, the answer is yes.
Extremely.
Extremely well without you. Sucks to be you. Other than that, I could care less. If you look at stuff, you see that, oh, he's not a brain surgeon. He's not doing that great. I am. Sucks to be you because you want to stalk and find out. Heavy stalking now. What does heavy stalking mean now?
Heavy stalking is the calls. Then when you don't answer the calls, the cussing coming after you not answering
on the voicemail?
call. Yeah, on the voicemail.
Yeah, I've been trying to call you and stuff. You're missing in action. I want to have you squirting and farting, squirting and farting, squirting and farting, and getting it soaking wet and soaking wet and soaking wet.
Then she don't
pick up the phone and call me sometime.
Then she don't reply to that one, and then I know you heard my last message.
And then they start calling just to breathe on the phone. Hello?
Heavy stalking.
Stop calling
That's
here.
heavy stalking, man.
Leave me alone. I feel like stalking is stalking because you said light stalking, heavy stalking. Keyword in both of those two phrases is stalking.
Stalking.
Stalking is friggin' stalking. Tell me the difference between looking from the woods into somebody's house.
All right.
Compared to on social media to see if the person had drinks with a person.
Right.
And you saw a hand. And now the screenshot has now been made. And the zoom in has now been made to see what location this may be. Whose fucking hand is this? Who did her nails?
Right.
It feels like binoculars to me, bro.
Yeah. Binoculars come out. That's heavy stalking.
Listen, so zooming in is heavy stalking.
If you have,
hold on, zooming in is heavy stalking.
Zooming in, if you need to find out all of that, then you're heavy stalking.
Okay, all right. We can agree to that. Consensus. All right.
Yeah. I mean, if you had a light lunch, right?
Fuck.
Versus a heavy lunch.
Okay.
Right? Later on in the evening, you're gonna want more food, right?
Well, if I did a light?
If you did a light lunch.
Yeah, so light stalkers keep going back for more while heavy stalkers just doing one helping of stalking and then like, I'm satisfied right now? Fuck out of here.
There's levels to this.
Oh my gosh. How do we get I look at this stuff as where for me, so like when it comes to dating.
Okay.
Right? I feel like because I'm one of the few weirdos that only have one social media platform.
Okay.
There's others out here that have multiple like aspects of social media. So let's say if they're dating or seeing somebody or in the courting process,
right,
the person might have access to one or maybe two, maybe all of the social medias and stuff, right?
Right.
I only have one. When I'm done with set woman, I hit unfollow.
Okay.
Right? So I hit unfollow because the world I'm trying to build is not you included when I had you in mind.
Right.
So now, if they choose to still follow me, that's on them.
That's on them.
That's on them.
Yeah.
Which is true, which is what happens. When they're now doing a Q&A and a questioning like, who the fucking hand is this? I was like, so I can have drinks with my sister? Like, what if she doesn't want to be seen on social media? Like, it's a problem.
It's a problem.
So I look at stuff as like, you're that invested to me. This feels like stalking.
Yeah.
And again, stalking, I don't do. I don't even look up the person I'm dating and stuff like that. So
Right.
I run that risk of dating a serial killer or possible like manslayer. It was like whatever woman that might be like, oh, you know, she was like the O2 Lorena Bobbitt. I was like, she bakes me cookies. Maybe you should look up the person, Marv. Maybe I should not because the cookies are slapping.
Cookies are slapping.
Yes. But yeah, stalking. You guys are wild boys. Wild boys. From stalking to clapping. Let's get to it. Maegan O claps back with lawsuit against her former department. Your thoughts. Talk about refresh the people's mind on who lovely Maegan
Hall is a police officer that was involved. Former police officer that was involved in a tryst? Is that
caboose? She was linked in a caboose
with, I believe, 5 other officers were involved. And so they had a romper room inside the evidence office. Well, I don't know if it was the evidence office. I'm bucking. But it was on premises, which is paid by the taxpayers' money. Needless to say,
yeah, they had a lot of. I heard they had a few situations on the clock.
On the clock. Needless to say, all officers involved, including Maegan, was fired from the force. Now, as we go to current events,
she decided to clap back with a lawsuit in February, against her former department, saying that they groomed her. They groomed her, and she was basically coerced into doing these sexual acts, especially from the other 2 other officers, and including her former chief.
Right.
At the time. How do you feel about that? Do you believe it? Do you don't?
I'm not rocking with it simply because where's the ethics commission in all of this? I know all these police departments have these sort of things put in place for such a thing. You mean to tell me that you don't take it upon yourself to go and at least make note of this? Like, you could either be a part of it or you can report it. You chose to be a part of it.
That. I feel like, again, I've always constantly said on this show, trying to put the monsters to bed.
Right.
If these other officers were really that much of monsters to her,
right,
where was the attempt before you were aired out about, the choo-choo train situations and the dirty messages that you sent,
right,
and the photos that you sent, right? Because even when they sent or you received those photos and stuff, if there was a following message to show that you sent, like, when is this going to stop? To at least, corroborate your story?
Yeah.
Then yeah, because I think we just automatically have to default, oh, she was the woman in this situation. We have to feel bad for her. She could have been a boss in the situation and stuff to make sure, she stay in, some cum showers.
I mean, I don't know, but I'm willing to bet she's not the only woman on the force. What about the other women?
No,
I mean,
I think for Laverne department, I think there should be some more women. If there weren't any more women,
right,
another lawsuit should be issued.
That's a whole different other story.
Another affirmative action type of lawsuit to go in. Like, I applied for Laverne. force, and then they never hired me. It's because I was a woman. Because they only had one woman and they can fuck.
Right.
Like it's wild.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild.
It's wild. So I look at it stuff as where, we don't believe you need more people.
Mhm.
That's more my situation to this. However, get your coins if you're unemployed. Because I
Listen,
look at it
man.
stuff as that department is always going to be there, whether we like it or not. You won't be an employee there, whether we like it or not, for
Right.
that long. Or
Right.
even you might have an expiry
Yeah.
for like even retirement purposes.
And this is just our opinion. Who's to say what courts may feel with whatever evidence that you provide, or when, you know what I mean? If it goes in front of a jury, who's to say what the jury may feel? Whatever it's. If you're gonna try, make that continue your effort, Maegan.
Or you can come on the Podical Sons podcast and speak your truth.
And speak your truth.
And let the world hear,
of course,
what Mrs. Hall has to say
about
her situation.
We're about that.
You can clear the air. We would employ you to hire a publicist, but we would employ your publicist to listen to what the fuck we got to clear your name.
Listen, any of the officers you trying to throw under the bus, you're welcome to.
Well, they were part of the bus.
Oh, they bust.
Or did they bust?
They bust.
They bust?
They bust.
Yikes. I don't know. I hope that I think in like the whole final thought of that aspect of stuff, I hope that she doesn't walk away empty-handed and that the police department doesn't have to pay out that much, because her reputation is now tarnished.
Yeah.
And picture you work so hard to get somewhere for it to be cut so short. Because I'm looking at stuff is that if you chose to be a police officer, I don't think you're planning to retire or quit from being a cop in the next like 5 years.
Nah.
This is like you're going to go and see where the best of us can go, but this is the line you're going to stay in until whatever. Like I applaud the cops that go from cops to lawyers.
Right.
But I look at stuff as like they must have seen something, or they must have found wonder in the pursuit of wonder, and it brought them to another platform.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I'll raise your final thought with my final thought. What about the other officers involved? Does this mean that they may be able to sue for wrongful dismissal?
I believe they would, because I look at it stuff as where if she's stating that they groomed her,
right?
She said 3 officers groomed her,
right?
2 officers and her former chief, and there was 5 guys involved. I feel like those other 2 individuals, they might be able to
say they were coerced.
Mm-hmm. It might have a chance and stuff for it to kind of at least protect their name and stuff, whatever. But nevertheless, I think wrongful dismissal with consenting adults, it's just wild. Like I look at it stuff, it's like picture you had sex with a chick, but you probably bust early or your dick wasn't big enough for her, and then now she's just out here just giving you bad press.
Yeah,
and you're looking at stuff that's like, no, this was just this situation or this person. Give me a chance somewhere else, and I can prove myself.
But
and
I think the wrongful dismissal will probably more fall on the fact that it's on company time, on a company place. No.
But what if one of the 2 cops and stuff, whatever that we're talking about, might have possibly have a case?
Right.
Dealt with her off hours.
Well, then, totally different. Yeah, totally different.
So I look at it stuff as where everybody's voice needs to be heard.
Right.
And I hope it works out. I want to say not just in everybody's favor, but at least close enough to equal footing.
Yeah.
Where everybody can feel like, all right, we all witnessed our fuck ups in this manner, and hopefully that we can get better and move forward with this.
Agree. Agree.
Because I look at, so again, the police force of Laverne would always be there.
Right.
Like again, Maegan will always be able to make that money, even if she had a proper career where this wasn't brought to light to like retirement stage, and these other officers and stuff as well. And probably, who's to say the chief probably put in the work to like say like they're looking forward towards a pension. And true. Now all of these things just get clip, snipped.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you, are you comfortable with websites using your digital ID to access their websites?
No.
How do you feel about Pornhub now? Who's asking
wanting, yeah.
Identification or like face recognition to say? Because I think, first of all, most people who go to these Pornhub websites and stuff, I've been to Pornhub a few times. I've been to, I guess, SX Video
Right.
a few times, and I've never created an account.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So the fact that I haven't created an account, I don't, like, deep down inside and stuff, whatever, I think it would be a thing where it's my business why I went there.
Right.
And I don't want it to be known that I went there.
You're trying to be anonymous.
Pretty much.
Right.
So now if I'm going there, I'm like, oh, to get in, I have to show ID. What kind of club is this? And that's every time? Like,
every single time.
And we live in a world right now where like cybersecurity is at the utmost high and stuff, where companies get breached like every 2 days or something. Like at least once a week, you hear a different company getting
all the time.
Data breach.
Yeah.
Who's to say you're not gonna, have your company breached and stuff? Because I want to say I've run websites and stuff in the past, and they've been hacked.
Yeah.
And for me to make a statement to say this website would never be hacked, or these websites would never be hacked, and privacy information, foolishness.
No. I mean, you have high-level companies with high-level security being hacked. So to think that you're safe, just because it's a reputable company, it does not work like that. I mean, even with certain places where I go and they say you can either sign in with an email address or use your Google account. I never use my Google account. I have an email web address.
Me too.
Purposely for that sort of stuff.
Me too.
Yeah.
I think that's it's one of like my older accounts. And I just know if I'm using this, it's like for personal use for myself,
right?
And to transfer information through and through,
right?
So whenever I see emails that come from me or whatever, like if I'm looking at it from my phone, it's a constant like swipe delete,
yeah,
right? Because I'm not paying attention to any of the things. So even if like spam or like junk mail goes into it and stuff, whatever, I don't personally send emails from this account,
right?
Like that,
right?
But I have it. I did at a time way back when.
Yeah. I got it. That's same with the email that I use. It's like some like way back when.
Yeah, because I don't want anybody to like, your privacy is a hell of a thing. Like you don't really want your privacy to be breached, especially on the World Wide Web or to the dark web.
Right.
Where people might misuse your information. Right. And much less like, again, the AI, the deep fakes and stuff are coming in worse and stuff, whatever. To be like, we have a transaction showing that you bought 2 little boys from Thailand with your credit card. You're like, what?
Yeah.
And they're like, is this not your credit card statement? Be like, yeah, but I didn't buy them. Be like, oh, they were bought. They were bought.
Happens more often than not, and people just don't know about it. I mean, it's a good practice to every now and then check your credit reports, check your history and stuff like that, because there could be stuff looming on it that you don't know about it. Like somebody's actually hacked, and a lot of these people will be real sneaky with it. You know what I mean? I know this one person who had his information hacked, and they had like the people had, I think, a Leon's account. And they
furniture company.
Yeah, furniture company. And they had got all this furniture, right? And I think it was maybe over a course of 4 months, they were paying. You know what I mean? To not raise any suspicion. And I think by the time it got to the 4th month, they did like a major purchase. You know what I mean? Because they've established the time frame, they did it looked good and everything, so they just, and then after they made that major purchase, they disappeared. They didn't pay a bill after that.
Fuck.
You know what I mean? And then that's when he found out.
Yeah, that major purchase was, I'm assuming, it's probably like in the 10 to 20 grand.
Oh yeah, high up there. And that's when he found out that, and he's arguing, no, it's not him. And they're saying, well, what do you mean it's not you? You've had this account for almost 4 months and you've been paying the bill. All of a sudden you stop paying the bill.
Shout out to Bruno. They say it's you when it's not. Okay, let me ask you something. On the business side of things, right?
Right.
Is Pornhub hurting their business with blocking access to Canadians? Because it is originally a Canadian company
It is, yeah.
now, right? And with, I want to say, not only with this data information stuff that they want to get, but I look at it stuff is where, we have our own Canadian acts and laws and stuff here
Right.
that prevent certain access of information and everything and stuff too. But you feel like it's hurting it's hurting Canadians?
It's hurting Canadians. The company itself,
I don't think so.
well, I'm gonna say the company itself. If there's fines attached to whatever you're doing,
There's what?
if there's fines attached to whatever you're doing,
Yeah.
and you blocking Canadians is a way to escape all of that, then it may just purely be like a money move. You know what I mean? Like,
I think it has to, because I look at it as where if the population of Canada, let's say the population of Canada that does go on Pornhub,
right,
let's say they're in the 20 million portion.
right.
That might even be a state in America.
It's true.
That might just go on and stuff, whatever, and just probably match that. And then not including, like, let's say out of the 50 states, places like America or other countries that Pornhub won't block. I'll take the L with Canada to make the M's and stuff, whatever, in other places.
Right, right.
Because I look at stuff as where you're still trying to protect your company and your company is Canadian based, where you can still make this money. You'd be like, if you open it up too much, you can't make money at home. Fuck home.
That's the thing, right?
Shout out to Drake.
That's the thing, right? I mean, the one company that I can see, would be affected if they don't block out a country would be TikTok with this whole US thing. How the US wants them to either sell the company or they're gonna ban it from the US. And it's like, like it or not, US is a hell of a market that pretty much dictates what a company does for the rest of the world.
True, but then China has a high population that might fuck with TikTok.
Right.
Not including the other countries that fuck with TikTok, right? So now
Right.
you say to yourself, like, do you lose making these M's over here compared to, like, you're going to make billions without them?
Right.
Right? Or
Right.
possible the millions and stuff. Let's say if they're ballparking ideas and all anecdotal, if like from the US markets and stuff, whatever, TikTok itself might make 300 million US from them a year.
Right.
And the other countries in the collective, they might make probably, let's say, close to 2 billion.
Right.
Fuck that 330.
The company's valued at 160 billion.
Like I said,
If someone's willing to give you 160 billion, do you
no, but that's what I'm saying.
sell?
Like I said, I'm going by anecdotal type of numbers, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So if the company and stuff is whatever, you have to look at stuff as where you want to wipe your hands and stuff as clean as possible from where you already got it. Like, again, I always talk about know when to pass the power.
Right.
Right? If you got it to this far and stuff, whatever, like, hey, it went well. And I think one of my favorite people and stuff in this world that I've never ever met, one day I would love to have a conversation with, is Tom from MySpace. Because you just got to know when to hold him, know when to friggin' fold him. This was this man's project for school, and it turned out to be so much, right? I can tell you my college projects and stuff in school, whatever, I've never made any dollars from them.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
He's made M's from his and stuff. It may not be Facebook numbers, oh the hell well, but at least there's no one is like, all right, fuck it.
Yeah.
So now the remainder of Facebook, after now he sold it and everything, like, that's all on them if it failed.
It's all on them. Yeah.
Right? And I dig it.
Yeah.
So I look at stuff as like, if I'm TikTok and stuff, whatever, like, yo, this is what it is, fuck it, sell it.
Sell it.
And if this is what it is or goes this way, I had my time with it, whatever, right? I look at stuff as people like, what's his name? Nego? From like who always rock with Pharrell with the bathing apes and everything.
Right.
You bootleg Air Force Ones for that long.
Yeah.
They say nothing. You sell the company. After you sell the company, they finally get hit with a lawsuit by Nike.
Yeah.
You're already gone.
I always remember you saying he got out at the right time.
So know when to hold them and know when to fold them.
This is true.
But if you don't know when to pass the power and stuff like that, whatever, you're going to sit there. A good captain always goes down with the ship. Be a great captain and stop captaining and just leave. So you don't have to go down with no ship.
Listen, a lot of these successful businessmen have no personal ties to these companies, and they'll tell you, like, I'm only here to go it to a certain amount, and once it gets to that certain amount, I'm looking to offload it.
Vominos. I look at it stuff as where if this becomes like, let's say, bigger than what it is and stuff, whatever, to it's like Podical friends and it's like other people speaking up on it and stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
And they gave me a payout of even like 50 mil.
Right off in the sunset.
You won't see me, son.
Yeah, right
John Cena.
Right off into the sunset.
You won't see me. You won't see me. I pay money to make sure you don't recognize me.
Yeah.
Or some shit like that. Who are you? Parents left me an inheritance. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Yeah. Speaking of meats, why does Kendrick Lamar want beef?
I've been trying to figure this out, and I always say he's the type of dude that seems to go against the grain. I remember when we were just talking about a person, he did mention the Big Sean song, and it's like, yeah,
the Control remix.
I said, yeah, you're right. I mean, he had no business dissing anybody, but he still went and did it. So yeah, he's a person that goes after his own game. But I did not see this track with Future coming, and I'm trying to figure out why. Is it still like, I'm just shooting because I can shoot, or is there actually beef between him, Drake, and Cole?
I don't know if he has Drake with beef and Cole, Cole and Drake, but yeah. I do know for a fact that, again, the Control remix, if we're going by a person's words and stuff, and everybody claiming they want to stand 10 toes on their words or anything like that, he did say that this is the spirit of competition.
Right.
Right? I get it. But I look at stuff, it comes off on some old 50 Cent shit. Like, I feel like the old 50 back in the day, music won't pop unless he has controversy.
Right.
Right? And if Kendrick Lamar has now reduced himself to that point, whatever, I'm not a fan.
So this could be an act of relevancy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I look at it stuff as where, again, like this pandemic, and look how long it took him to cook with Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers.
Right.
Compared to like where Cole got called out, I think from was a No Name and everything. He had to address that. Then he had the Lion King on Ice, and then he working.
Yeah.
Drake, he had his what's the shit I'm doing the leg thing? Tootsie Slide. The Tootsie Slide. I was like, I'm doing a leg thing. I'm like, I hear it in my head, whatever. He's doing a Tootsie Slide.
What the hell am I doing over there?
I'm doing my Tootsie Slide. I don't even remember the song. No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, he's doing a Tootsie Slide. Drake has always been a man that's been constantly working with other musicians.
Right.
Even for the time frame, as well as Cole. Cole's now built up himself to this point. And this is why I look at it stuff as where, for my top 5, why I put Cole and stuff in my top 5 and stuff is because, like, in my top 5, I have 2 people that are not kingmakers.
Okay.
The 2 people that are not kingmakers that I've seen are Jadakiss. So my top 5 would be Jay-Z, Jadakiss, Busta Rhymes, Lil Wayne, and Cole.
Okay.
Right? Lil Wayne is a kingmaker.
Right.
And a queen maker.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. From making Drake to making Minaj.
Right.
And Lil Wayne put himself out there on tracks you didn't even expect to hear Lil Wayne from.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with J. Cole.
Mm-hmm.
J. Cole put himself out there and stuff like that. He's still, I want to say, relevancy, because we're the same age. You're big bro and little bro at the same time.
Right.
So he still has time to make kings.
Right.
Right? Jay-Z only made one king, and that's Cole. He's the one that found Cole.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Preferably speaking and stuff, right?
You wouldn't give Kanye underneath his wing, or would you give that more to?
No, you know what? I take that back. My bad.
Yeah.
So then Kanye.
All right.
Kanye, Jay made Kanye and stuff as well. Because I remember he tried to recruit Lil Wayne, but Lil Wayne and Baby situation didn't really budge, right?
Right.
And this is just all hearsay. Don't know if it's facts or anything like that, whatever. But I look at it stuff as where Busta hasn't made anybody king yet.
No.
Jadakiss hasn't made anybody king yet.
No.
So a kingmaker, Jay-Z, has made a king.
Right.
Right? This king unlike his predecessor, remember Jay-Z was stingy with the craft. I want to say that. Where Jay, he's asking for a bag of money to be a feature somewhere. He'll drop a freestyle on your shit.
Yeah.
Or he might jump on your shit just because he might feel it, but you got to pay like you weigh.
Right.
Cole, I never would have fathomed J. Cole and a Gucci Mane track.
Nah, me neither.
Never in my life.
Yeah, me neither.
Never in my life, but it happened.
Even the 21, I didn't see that.
I didn't want a Grammy for that.
Yeah.
Right? So I look at it stuff as where he's putting himself out there. Kendrick Lamar has limited himself.
Right.
So if you're putting yourself everywhere, like even like Drake and stuff, whatever, Drake's relevancy is here. Cole's relevancy is here.
Right.
Kendrick is not. But they're still giving homage on first-person shooter to him who's not getting that relevancy. And this is how you clap back.
Yeah.
I just got to say, this is some nigga shit. Tell me how you feel about it.
No, I feel the same way. And at first, I was like, when I was hearing with the talks about how Drake didn't, Future was upset because Drake didn't come on this album, and how there might be some tension between Future and Drake, and I was like, well, they rock with each other in the past, but then they haven't done anything recently. I think the last project they did was with Thames with the I Will Wait For You, the remix.
Okay, yeah.
I think that was the last thing me personally have heard them two rock with each other, and that song was successful. So you'd figure off of that they would do more projects. I mean, even Drake had did something with 21. I was like, Future seems more of his lane to me than 21. So I would have expected more of that. So I don't know if there's any tension there or not, but I'm like,
well, he did the what's their did Future and Drake's Watch the Throne. That's what I called it. The one with Jumpman on there and stuff, and that 6 Rings.
Yes.
That album.
Yes.
Oh, What a Time to Be Alive.
Yes.
What a Time to Be Alive and stuff, whatever, right? I look at it stuff like they had their project and stuff, whatever. And you can come back and stuff and do that again. But again, I feel like they're just moving around to see what works for them and what spreads and what feels and all the above. And it's part of creativity and the craft.
Right.
I dig it. They don't have to come back, but I look at it stuff as where if there is no beef and a Bruno Mars situation is happening here, then all the better. But if there is a beef and stuff, whatever, I was like, past history has shown that you guys work well together. Let's scrape that money together and just move forward together. And everybody just do what's right for them in a respectable manner.
Right.
Respectfully. I'm not a fan though, man. Like I'm not a fan of this Kendrick Lamar thing, because I look at it as I do like Kendrick Lamar. And I think the Control thing kind of set a tone, and which was cool. But I look at stuff as where they're not doing anything to throw dirt or salt on your name in this song.
Yeah.
But in your song, you're clapping at them.
Right.
So for me, I'm looking at them like, clearly you want beef, you want problems. And then I asked you and stuff, whatever, episodes ago and stuff. Does hip hop need beef?
Yeah.
So I feel like hip hop would need beef just to even. I'm in a space where I don't need hip hop beef.
Right.
If it happens, and you're like, okay, let me hear what you got with your wordplay side. Let me hear what this person said. I definitely want to see nobody swap it out. I definitely want to see nobody losing their life. Right. Keep it to the tracks, and we'll see where it goes from there. But we don't need the beef.
Even just listening to that, the Cole and Drake and the first person shooter where he bigs up all three. I mean, let's be honest. Drake can claim the number 1 spot if he wants to. Correct. And I don't think a lot of people will argue with that. But
no arguments here.
He's never ever done that, to my knowledge. I've never ever heard him say,
"I'm number 1."
Yeah,
go ahead, say it, then. Who to go? Who to go?
Yeah, he'll say it. He won't say it. He won't say it, but he'll tell you.
Top five. Yo, he said it, man.
He'll tell you. He'll tell you to go say it.
They gonna think I want a Grammy. Yo, he said it. He said it. I just think that, like, I don't know. I don't think black people want peace, because I look at it as where why you have the two biracial children, biracial rappers. I said
Right.
Drake
Go.
and J. Cole,
Go.
and you have the full nigga want war,
Want tude.
You know?
Coming with the tude.
Their existence is peace. Black people and white people coming together.
Yeah.
Black people and white people coming together.
Yeah.
Black one's like, no, fuck them light-skinned people. Do black people want peace and brotherly love, or is the crab in a bucket mentality too ingrained within us?
You know, I think the crab in the bucket mentality is too ingrained with us. I think those who want, the peace and brotherly love, it's a minority.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it's not to say that they're not out there, but I think
no, we're not discrediting that.
Yeah, but I think there's more of the crab in the bucket mentality than anything else.
That's very unfortunate. I feel like it is a crab in a bucket thing, because I look at it stuff as where the concept of crab in a bucket I've heard since I was probably entering double digits. So let's say 10 years old.
Right.
10 years old for me would be 1995. I was born in 85, so 1995. I've heard that concept, and that concept has been around way before that.
Yeah.
And over the course of, I'm going to say I'm almost 40, over 40 years, we know this, and we still never done anything to get better with this. This is a problem with our race.
It is a problem. But I don't just blame the crabs that are in the bucket. I also blame the crabs who made it out of the bucket. Because we talk about this all the time, man. Look how much successful Black people we know, right?
Mm-hmm.
That could easily band together and say, you know what? Let's go get some crabs and pull them out the bucket. But they don't do that.
So do you think that these people, these I want to say Black people who've won in the proverbial game of life,
right?
You don't think they've become kingmakers and stuff of like other sorts, king or queen makers and other sorts?
They have, but it's very limited to how much they really can make.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
Like, okay,
Oprah made Ayanna Van Zett.
Right.
Right. Queen.
Right.
So she queen made.
Okay.
Can't forget the GOAT, Dr. Phil.
Okay. He's not a crab though.
Oh, okay. All right. Fair.
He's not a crab though.
Stedman.
Stedman's a silent crab.
Silent crab.
What does he do?
Well, I never heard of
Tell me what
crab.
does he do, Marv? Tell me what does he do? Up to this very day, I do not know what Stedman does.
He's a zaddy. I couldn't even say it with a straight face. They call Stedman zaddy.
But I'm saying, all of them together, they can pull a lot more people out of this bucket that they're in, right? And then it becomes each one teach one, and each one brings it. So you bring that one person out, he looks back and he says, "Someone brought me out. Let me reach my hand and bring somebody else out." Mm-hmm. And these people in the bucket are looking at these people like, just extend a hand. I see who you extend a hand to. How about just extending more hands? And they become the bitter ones that just don't want to see nobody else now leave the bucket.
Passing the power.
Yeah.
Not passing the power.
Not passing the power.
Yeah. Well said. And I know I agree with that. I would hope, like, I'm optimistic, right? I'm optimistic, and I really do deep down inside hope that this wouldn't be the case. I guess with these proverbial people who won in the game of life. Unfortunately, it has not happened in my sense and stuff, whatever.
Right.
It's not too late.
It's not too late at all.
It's not too late, right? Because I look at it stuff as where, like, I don't know if certain people are looking for, let's say, their children or their offspring to be the ones that kind of would, I don't say follow, but be the ones, the kings and queens that they make.
Right.
to kind of pick up the slack and do all the above to say, hey, I made some kings, I made some queens.
Yeah.
But I think if you're that close to them, is more nepotism than anything else.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it doesn't really count in my world.
Right. Yeah. And that's why I kind of feel like, you know what I mean? A lot of these things that the kingmakers are making, a lot of them are, more times I would look at it as a little bro or a little sis. Like I know somebody that's in my camp. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna bring you up. As opposed to, I don't know that person, but that person has potential. Let me throw that person a lifeline.
Right. That's more so what it was and stuff for me. Because I look at it stuff as where, again, like if we're looking like musician wise and stuff, Lil Wayne has made like Drake and Nicki Minaj to be these forces.
Right.
Don't forget there were still Tigers and like little twists and
right.
What's the girl from Ridiculous? Chanel West Coast.
See, I forgot. See?
They didn't become kings and queens in their aspect.
Right.
But it's like, yo, like I put these people on. We know Lil Wayne's story. He's from New Orleans, Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that Drake is from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, a whole nother country.
A whole nother country.
And Nicki Minaj, I think she was born in Trinidad, but she went to New York. And then she basically grew up in New York and stuff, whatever.
Okay.
And then for him to king and queen make them from different regions, it's not a baby, little bro, big bro type of thing. Because in his world, their worlds never even intersected.
Right.
So, like I said, kudos to the king and queen makers out here, man. The one that's doing some shit. Let's get to the question of the week, man.
Question
of the week says, what do men get out of a marriage?
Stature.
Talk about it.
I think when you're married, people look at you in a different light, and they tend to give you more respect.
So just status.
Yeah.
Just status.
It's like, yeah.
That's it?
No, I mean, I think that's one of the things. Like, obviously, the love.
The love of what?
The love of being with somebody.
You can get that without being married.
Right. But that's why I say stature.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, tell me,
stature.
What do you get out of being married as a man?
As a man?
You said status.
Stature. The status, yeah.
That's it?
That's it. That's it. Everything else, you're right. Everything else you can get without being married. Am I lying? Everything else you can get without being married.
I want to say yeah. I'll piggyback status.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on where you are in the world, tax break.
Tax break?
And I want to say, depending on another place and where you are in the world, I guess sovereignty.
Okay.
And I say sovereignty and stuff, whatever, because I want to say, I feel like most of the world we live in and stuff is free, but then other parts in the world where the husband has like an iron fist.
Right.
So it's kind of like if he was dolo, he had no one to control over or like to tell what to do.
Right.
And in this case, now he has somebody you can tell what to do. So he was like, I'm going out here to go slave. You need to stay here and probably do these things and stuff.
Okay.
On this North American landscape over here,
right?
Nah, buddy, that road don't sit well over here. Fuck, if you lose in a marriage and stuff, whatever, your bank account's getting like kind of thinned out.
Very thin,
extremely
thin.
Like I look at stuff as where some men are probably even trapped in a marriage that they can't get out of and stuff. I'm not saying some women aren't as well, but it's kind of like if the woman chooses to make an exit, it's beneficial for her compared to the man where it's not beneficial
beneficial for her. Yeah,
correct.
Yeah.
I think the only benefit I see is, like I said, tax breaking that little quick little status. I add the dynamic of the children. I say that because I think we underplay or downplay the roles of a two-family household.
Yes. No, I can agree to that.
And I think with a two-family household, I think, men, of course, I said it before in the past, Mother's Day, gift your mother this diamond pendant for $300. Father's Day, get your father these cargo shorts for $11.
$11.99.
Right? And I look at it as like, yeah, they shit more on fathers than they do on mothers, and they give mothers more credit than fathers. But the father has to understand the stuff that whatever individual they help put out in the world, it's still, I want to say, beneficial if they play a part.
Yes.
It goes a long way, and it goes longer than what they think.
Right.
So this is why I think, like, spare the rod, spoil the child. Like, that is heavy within my world, because I look at it stuff as where eventually your kid is no longer going to be a kid. They're going to be part of this society in this world.
Right.
And then would you say to yourself and stuff, would you offer your kid to be, I guess, married, or would you put stakes of claim and stuff to say your kid has done well and everything? Like, I was watching Power the other day, right? I was watching Raising Kanan.
Okay.
And one of the characters, I hope I'm not spoiling anything too much for some people and stuff, but one of the characters was a cop, and her father was a cop. And her father wasn't really supportive behind her doing her damn thing.
Right.
But part of the reason she became a cop
was because of her father.
So I look at it stuff as like, some fathers might think their roles might not be watched, and, still put your best foot forward, still do the best you do, because you do make an influential impact whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
Like I told you, I told you about, I had a friend who never witnessed her family, her mother and father argue. Her and her siblings never saw her mother and father argue.
Right.
She goes to marry, and they're having arguments and stuff, whatever. She's like, this is not going to work out, because I never saw my parents argue. No.
Right.
They did it in a way so eloquently, you didn't even know they fucking argued.
Yeah, you didn't know.
They did it well.
Right.
It created a whole fake universe in your world to say that no one has to argue. No, they did it well. That means your father played his position properly, and your mother as well.
Right.
A two-family household and stuff goes a long way. Because when said woman became single mother now, and she had to raise 2 boys, she's like, fuck.
Yeah.
It would be wise or well to share this world with some help. I need some assistance stuff in this world.
Right.
But I like the new high value women out here. They fucking, I love you guys. You guys make my left nipple on hard, because some of them is like, yo, if you're a single mom, no, put your value up fucking high. Don't let these guys think they can take you. Let them take you to the finest and all the above. You will be screwed with that mentality. I'm not even trying to jinx you. You will be screwed.
It's coming.
Your day will be,
it's coming.
It's coming. And when your rude awakening happens, welcome to the Podical Sons.
Check back at episode 249.
That part. Yeah, I don't know. To the men out there, if you want to get married in the North American world, know for a fact not a lot of options are here for you. You do play a part in a cog, but I think you should be with somebody who, I'm going to say, glorifies your position, but understands that you play a part.
Right.
Because I think being underappreciated or not appreciated at all has a dynamic effect on, like a cascading effect on a lot of things, whether we like it or not.
Yeah. Yeah.
So appreciate the partner and be grateful that you have someone to help share a world and build a family with. All right.
All right.
Let's get to Ask the Sun. So you're ready.
I'm ready.
We're going to slide out here in a few, so let's hit them with these three. First question comes from Born With A Mustache. That is an epic baby. To be born with a shadow mustache.
You run his shit.
Yeah. That is a boss baby.
From early.
Like I never knew. What is the bravest thing you've said to anybody? Talk the ting smooth. What's the bravest thing you said to anybody?
When I was in my late teens, I told a friend and a bunch of a set of friends that he didn't have proper hygiene and he needs to step his game up. And the reason why I say it's the bravest thing is because I contemplated about saying it before I actually said it. Because one, I didn't know how this person was going to take it.
Of course.
Right. And They were much more bigger than me, right?
Oh, so they might swing.
They might have started swinging and stuff like that.
Okay.
2, I didn't want to ruin the friendship. But I at that time I gathered up the courage to say it because I felt it was important enough that I rather them hear it from me than to be going out there and anybody talking behind their
Shamed
back.
and ridiculed.
Right. Yeah.
I think the bravest thing I've said to somebody is asking for help. I think for me, coming from a world, to me, I feel like Jamaican people are one of the most prideful people on the planet.
Yeah.
Hell, there's even a damn, I don't know how the other languages might write in different, like other cultures might write in different languages, other countries, but I know like if it's English speaking, you can go on Instagram and type in proud Jamaicans and that there's a actual page and a heavy support. And for an island, what is it? A small island with so many and the influence that it has across the world, Jamaican people are very, very prideful. I was raised by a prideful Jamaican mother, and you don't really let people in your business and stuff when, you know, certain type of times and stuff might come up and all the above.
Right.
And that's not including like the regular black factor and stuff like, you know, you want no one in your mix and shit. So I have these two dynamics, me being American raised and stuff and coming from a Jamaican mother who's raising me and stuff at the same time. I keep my business to my damn self.
Yeah.
So I think when I first learned to say like, yo, fuck my pride, I want to do, I got to do what I got to do for the greater good.
Yeah.
And ask for help.
Yeah.
It took a lot. It still takes not too much out of me now.
Right.
Because I'm used to it and stuff, whatever. I've elevated.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I like to say, like in the beginning, like when it first happened and stuff, whatever, like I had like probably a wind down moment of like, oh my gosh, I asked Smooth for help today. Like, I can't believe I fucking did that, whatever. Yeah, he said he'll help me and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I can't fuck up because he's offering me to help. And it was like I had to unravel and unpackage his world because I just asked for help. And then now and stuff, we're like, yo, Smooth, can I ask you for a favor? And then when I ask some people for favors, I feel like now, because it's so freeing to me, like, or just like, I don't give a fuck about pride no more or ego.
Yeah.
To hear somebody's reaction now, like to me, I might feel like I'm tapping into your world.
Right.
And to somebody else doesn't be like, that's soft. Like that's light work. Like, you know, not like stalking, but that's light work. So I look at it stuff as where I ask somebody like, yo, can you do me a favor? To them like, what the fuck, what is he gonna come with? Whatever. And I'm like, could you pass me such and such? Like, that's what you want? It's like, well, yeah, I don't really ask people for, I normally would get it myself.
Right, yeah.
But the smarter thing would be like to ask you for it. Yeah. And I don't have to overexert myself, overwork myself, overthink about it. So I think asking for help for me was the bravest thing that I've said to somebody.
Okay.
I come on the show every damn week giving people like advice and stuff on how to be better people, better human beings, how to like be better in their own personal world and stuff, whatever. So I think it takes courage to even get in front of the camera and look at you like, yo, I'm not perfect, all the above, but I figured out contentment in my world and these are my tools and advice and I love to share with you guys.
Growth is, when we first started the show, he didn't have a single strand of gray hair in his beard. Now if you look, you know, he's got, you know, a few of this that's poking out to show you the growth and wisdom this man has gone through.
I'm a distinguished gentleman.
He's a distinguished gentleman.
Let's get to the next question. Next Ask Yourselves question comes from QOTW. If your best friend was holding you at gunpoint, what would be your last words?
I thought we was homies.
I thought we were homies. It's a thought. Because I'm looking at stuff like, if we got to this point where you're holding a gun and stuff at me.
Yeah.
If somebody's going to take me out the game, I wouldn't mind my best friend.
You wouldn't mind your best friend?
Yeah, so I would probably say my last word probably might be like, I'm glad it was you.
I'm glad it was you.
And they had to just like, you know, if they pulled the trigger, not whatever, then, you know, if they pulled the trigger, they just have to live with that and stuff, whatever. Because I have this whole thing in my head where, of course, birds of a feather flock together.
Yeah.
But I look at it as stuff is where,
I was gonna say ride together, die together.
oh, some bad boy shit.
some bad boy shit.
Yeah, but I look at it where, what is it? Is it Mice and Men? So I've never read the book. I've saw the movie and I've saw certain things and stuff. And you know, when the guy accidentally killed the chick,
Yeah.
and he had to put his friend out the misery and stuff, and just go ahead and look into the sunset.
Yeah.
Keep looking at the sunset. It's a pretty sunset. Katao. Would you want them to come for you for pitchforks? Would you want someone else to really do it?
Yeah. Now, in this situation like that, you know, and I need to be put out my misery. I would hope that my friend
can give me a decent passage.
Yeah, and understand that. Okay, this is not about me.
Mm-hmm.
It's about you, and it's about the love and respect that I have for you. This is what you want. I can do this. I don't want to do it, but I know why. I'm reluctant. I'm reluctant, but I know why I must do it.
I'm not mad at that.
I'm not mad at it either.
Last focus on Nat0913. What do you use social media for? I'm actually curious. What do you use social media for?
Post my shit. You know what I mean? Like
just posting your shit.
Yeah. Just post my shit, man. I got this new tagline: posting, I'm a ghost. So I'll go up. I'll put like all the Sun's videos up. I'll put all my business videos up. You know what I mean? If I have a 1-2 joke to share, I'll share 1-2 joke. I may stay for a few jokes, and then I try to be out. I'm not.
Sounds like me.
No, but you're even less than me. If I'm that, you're probably 1/3 of that.
I was saying, I looked this up the other day. I think somebody says to me like, "Oh, shit, you got this mental health expo thing coming up," and like, yeah, they're like, "That's dope." And like, when I saw it, I'm like, "Shit, you did a post? You barely do a post." I'm like, shut your mouth. And then when I looked, I was like, oh shit, I only posted on New Year's Day. It was a lit night. Have I taken other photos since? Yes. Did I post them? No. I don't know why, but I just don't. Again, Jamaican mom, black, don't want nobody in my business like that.
I hear it.
I think so. What I use social media for is entertainment,
right?
Information, not full information, but partial information. Networking. And I think the last thing and stuff is quote unquote strengthening bonds. So it's not really in my world too much strengthening bonds. I prefer strengthening bonds like in a face-to-face interaction and stuff, whatever. But I can acknowledge that some people don't do well in face-to-face setting, or they prefer text. For me, I look at it stuff as where,
and there's just some people that you know the distance doesn't allow you to do the face-to-face.
Of course.
So it's easy to just.
Of course, but I look at the stuff as where, how can I put this? Then everybody has an iPhone.
Right.
And if you don't, you have an Android phone.
Right.
And maybe my people or people that I know.
Yeah.
Fuck with WhatsApp. If I haven't seen you in so long, what's stopping me from video chatting you on WhatsApp?
Right.
Or FaceTiming you?
Right.
And I do that thousands of times throughout, like all my other friends that are not reach out or drive to type of distance.
Right.
I FaceTime, like, shout out to my girl Jita. I FaceTime my girl Jita and stuff like that, just to catch up with her during the week and stuff like that. I've talked to like this person for a minute, like that might be far, but I'm looking like, yo, fuck it, I want to see your face.
Yeah.
I just want to, be comfortable and stuff that I'm seeing you and everything like that. Because you be like, oh, I'm doing chipper, and you look beat up, you look distressed, you look like you're going through some chronicles like Narnia. And then the video chat be like, yo, you're not sleeping. You're like, you're losing weight. Are you okay?
Yeah.
and you hear them voice, yeah, I'm fine. Everything is awesome. Be like, no.
Doesn't match.
No, yeah.
Does not match.
Yeah, the math ain't mathing.
Yeah.
So for me, those interactions mean more to me.
Right.
But the sharing the memes and the DMs, they go a mile in somebody's world. Cause I realized that, like, oh shit, I have some people that follow me and everything, and they fuck with the podcast. And now they look at stuff as like, you know what? I responded to them to a few things.
Yeah.
So now we're best friends forever. And if you feel like that and stuff, whatever, like, we got to break bread personally. If you line up something and you offer to pay for the meal and you're in Mountain City, hey, why not? But I look at it stuff as where to them, this interaction to them might mean the world. Fuck the world. The universe to them.
Yeah.
And to me, it's Tuesday. Because I don't recognize it to that level compared to like, yo, Smooth, let's go get this pizza. Yo, Smooth, let's go get some drinks. Let's go get some food.
Right.
That means the world to me.
Yo, you know when you mentioned sharing memes and going back to the argument as we started with the whole lightly stalking.
Yeah.
I recalled this post this post that somebody did, right? This dude, and he was talking about his cat that he had
Meow?
Yeah, cat Meow.
Okay.
That he got, and he's like, it's my little homie, right? So then I can't tell you how it's up there, the amount of views that video's gotten. It's up there. I can't tell you at the point where his numbers are at, right? But I made a comment on that post about, you know, me not wanting a cat, but now that I got this cat, it's like my second wife. That comment has over 4,000 likes. Not only has that comment have over 4,000 likes,
your tribe is starting to find you.
People have been coming to my page to like my pictures of my cat.
Dude, like, this guy says his cat's his second wife. I don't see. Oh, there's a cat video. There's a cat video. And now they're happy and shit. It means the world to them that they found somebody and stuff.
Yeah.
That's like, even if it's not to reach out and touch.
Right.
But it's someone and stuff that they can like say, you're like me.
Yeah.
And and the world is scary enough, but I'm happy to find people that are like me.
Right. And I didn't realize that. Like, I'm just basically, because I'm just putting it out there shit.
You live your life.
I'm just, I didn't think I'd like a cat either, right? I was just so confident. I was like, that shit got over 4,000, bro.
Hey, I'm not mad at that energy. I am not mad at it.
I'm not mad at it either, man. I'm not mad at it either.
Yeah, but those are the things I use my social media for. So, I mean, social media is not all a full bad thing to me. I just look at stuff as that everything in moderation.
Yes.
I'm a firm believer in everything in moderation. So too much of something is really bad for you.
Yeah.
So that part.
That's what it is. That's my new philosophy. Post and I'm a ghost.
Posted and ghost. So for the sun's time. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
So say the sun's time. God bless Bruno. Bruno made me think of this. Don't get angry and throw dirt on someone's name. They might grow flowers when you do it. So say the suns. I mean, MGM probably cutting Bruno a bigger check. They probably like, yo.
The numbers went up.
We need a video with you at the table now.
Right?
Playing 24 carats in the air. But yeah, I feel like people are going to be so upset. Like, think about like all the people that probably shitted on you.
Yeah.
Right? And be like, oh, this guy's smooth. He don't know what the fuck he doing. Or this guy smooth's an asshole. Or all this bad shit and stuff about you and everything. He ain't gonna be shit and all the above. And then they see you and stuff out here living your life, enjoying the benefits and stuff to life and everything. Be like, talking your shit. Flower right there? That ain't no damn weed right there. Well, that's a fucking flower.
Yeah.
You better acknowledge that shit.
Right.
You better give the person some more flowers to add to theirs.
Right.
That part.
That part.
So say the Suns, man.
So says
Don't
the
get angry and
Suns.
throw dirt on someone's name. They might grow flowers when you do. We are here. We came, we saw, we conquered, and we got more shit to do for today.
That's it. So
like, comment, subscribe to all the above at Podical Sons Podcast, YouTube, Podical Sons, and all streaming platforms possible. Once again, thank you for listening to the Podical Sons. Remember, the difference between genius and stupidity is that genius
got its
has
limits.
Peace and love, y'all.
Peace.
The Podical Sons with Not Your Average Joseph and Sofa King Marvelous.